people, I'm here at London Excel and it's such an amazing atmosphere. We've just seen 3.5 hours of Tony Robbins and I just can't describe how amazing the experience was. It's just beautiful. The people here are so pumped up and it's inspiring to see so many motivated business people, and I'm getting so many tips on, you know, just staying on track and keeping things in focus and my energy, and everything is just so beautiful here. I'm going to be sharing more tips later on, and I'm going to be sharing more slices of this amazing adventure because I'm going to be here for 3 days and there's going to be around 12 speakers for this National Achievers Summit. It's a National Achievers Congress and one of the highlights is Donald Trump. So that's going to be incredible. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. It's going to be amazing. And Tony Robbins was amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing him again.
How you doing out there, ladies and gentlemen? Imagine that you were going to get in a sport where the longer you played, the more likely you died and they're going to live when they die. If you're a business owner in the world we live in today, you need to be a gladiator, because you know what the numbers are? How many businesses are around after 1 year? Half die. Half the businesses created die in the first year. 80% die in the first. They survive. That's of all competitive people in the world doing this. And by the way, the numbers I'm giving you are from 2006. They've not updated them. They do it. But because if you sit and listen passively, research shows you'll remember about 7% of what I said 2 weeks from now to 4 weeks from now, depending upon the person. 10%. It's a waste of your time to be here, a waste of my time too, if that's what we're going to do. If you listen and take some notes, even if you never read the notes again, just the fact you physically write it down drives the grooves deeper in your brain, and you retain between 40 and 50%. If you listen, take notes, and you actively participate with your body, yell out answers, raise your hand, engage physically, now your retention jumps into the 90 to 95% time. Who here has ever been to an environment where you learned something that was truly important to you? Like, no one was selling you. You went, that's damn good shit, I need that. I'm going to use that. And you were excited about whatever you learned. It could have been in a business environment, university environment, seminar, I don't know where, but who's ever learned something you thought was really valuable, and then you went home and never actually applied that shit anywhere? Who's ever done this before? Raise your hand, say I. How many have done this more than once in your life? Say I. How many still feel intelligent? Say I. Now, we're all smart people, right? How could smart people learn things and not follow through? And the answer is because the biggest challenge in life, other than a lack of energy, is our conditioning. We tend to live our past. I tell people the past does not equal the future unless you live there. And most people live in the past. They decide what's going to happen tomorrow by looking at yesterday. That's part of how you get yourself in financial trouble, isn't it? That's how people got in trouble back in 2006, 7, 8. They're looking backwards, saying, well, it's been going great, it's going to go great forever. The small company can become the big company, the big company can become the small company. But most people are not going to make it during. One thing you did is you got to the point where change was a must and not a should. Or something you finally said, no more. Something inside of you said, not in a day, not in an hour. Who here in this room has ever stayed in a relationship way too long? And how many of you knew it when you were there? Say, ah! So why did you stay there? No guts. Right? No guts. You were afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of the... Everybody says they want change. You don't want change. Change is easy. You don't have to do anything to change. If you don't do anything, your life's going to change. Your body's going to change whether you like it or not as the years go by. Relationships are going to change. Is the economy constantly person in the life is change. The question is not, can you make change? Change is automatic. Progress is not. Progress requires conscious awareness of what F to do. Does that make sense? If you're going to make progress, I'm into something more than progress. I'm standing, if you would. Sit down. First of all, I want you to know, if you're standing, why are we cheering for this? It's only $1 million gross in revenue, for God's sakes. Holy shit, I want to kill myself. But I can remember the stages of my businesses, and any new business has to go through this stage, doesn't it? But look how few people have actually accomplished this in this room. That's what these people deserve. You want to know how many businesses do? Less than 5% of all companies in the world will ever do $1 million gross a year. This is the top 5%. I shared with a woman earlier. What are you going to say? Aye. You know why? Because advertising's now on people's asses. They got names on their asses.
Hello people, I'm back inside the London Excel Seminar Centre and it's so pumped up here, and we've just seen 3.5 hours of Tony Robbins, and I've got somebody sitting here next to me who is Mark. Mark is an NLP coach, and he just wants to share with us, with me basically, what he thought of the whole event, the whole experience, and how it's affected him. So yeah, Mark, take it away.
Great, okay, so yeah, my first time seeing Tony Robbins. I've heard of him and listened to his CDs. And the thing that's captured my imagination the most is the fact that Anthony Robbins has been in the world of self-development for over 30 years, and what he's chosen to teach us over the last 3 hours has been the simple act of, when we're in control of our state, we're in control of our behavior and in control of our results. And this is it, that's all we need to know. That's the only tool we need to run our business, to manage our children, to be happy in our relationships, to be in a state of good health, to any kind of area in our lives, is to be in control of our state. We can choose to be in any state we want at any time we want. And it's mostly a physiological thing, getting ourselves physiologically. So this is what I've learned from Tony Robbins, that people don't need to pay to go on his seminars. They just need to take the tool that they've just been given over the last 3 hours and practice it. They don't need to spend £3,000 on a 4-day event. That's it. They've just been given what they need. They can't believe it's so simple, therefore they think, oh, I need to spend £2,000 and that's more complicated. I have to do something more complicated. So that's what I've learned.
Great. Oh wow, that was something so inspiring, and that's exactly how I feel, is like the practical implementation of the tools is so important. And thanks so much, Mark, for giving us such a helpful idea of what happened there.
You're welcome.
And check out Mark, he's an NLP coach. And what's your website, Mark?
It's coming shortly. It's www.phoenixtransformations.com.
People. I mean, imagine if you could save people decades of time of making mistakes. How many of you would love to be saved a decade of making mistakes and make more money right now? Raise your hand if that's you. Awesome.
I just flew in from Scotland, where I'm dealing with this guy, Alex Salmon. He wants to build 10,000 industrial turbines all over the place and destroy one of the most beautiful environments in the world, and I gotta stop him. I gotta stop him. Obama and Mitt Romney. And I can honestly say, President Obama did not show up. He didn't show up. Nobody knows what happened. I don't know what happened. but it was not a good performance, and it's going that little weakness, right? They are tormenting me. Look how beautiful everybody is. Fantastic. It's a good-looking room. But the one thing is, and I've seen it over the years, success never changes. Whether you're now, whether you're in 1,000 years from now, some people have a knack for success. And I've studied it, and I speak about it. And I like speaking about it. I want to sort of go to sleep. And I say, I'm going to the meeting. So I go to the meeting, like 2,000 bankers, big ones, sitting there. I sit next to two people at a table. And the guy on my left was a nice guy, big banker. Hello, Donald, how are you? He was friendly because I didn't owe him any money. And we're talking. And the guy on my right, I say to him, hello, how are you? He goes, huh. And I go, I wonder who this guy is. So I didn't even know. I had so many banks, I didn't even know who they were. And then I go, I look at him again, I say, how are you? And he just couldn't stand me. In fact, the guy on my left said, the guy on my right doesn't like me very much. I said, yeah, I noticed. I didn't know who he is. So finally, I look at the guy and say, listen, I'm Donald Trump. You look like a nice guy. What's the problem? You owe us a lot of money. I said, I'm shocked. I said,